Well, Ross, today we are off to the proud nation of Wales for our whiskey review. This is a dram called Brecon, I believe, which has been kindly sent to us by the In the Welsh Wind Distillery. Welsh whiskey, what are your thoughts, what are your feelings on it as a category?
Have we done a Welsh whiskey on this before? I don't think we have.
I think we've tasted, I feel like we're going to talk about the same exact bottle experience, which is, of course, great Welsh whiskey that we've had.
Penderyn.
From the Whisky Society.
Of course.
How good a dram is that?
Oh, ridiculously good. And again, what I like about some of the Welsh whiskies I've had so far is they've been in interesting casks. Again, naturally talking about Penderyn, which we think is maybe one of the malts in here.
Yes.
I mean, their core bottlings of Madeira would.
Yeah.
So again, I think it's quite nice that even though Welsh whiskey is relatively new and thriving, lots of distilleries in Wales now, it makes sense. They're experimenting, and even through this whiskey here, so it is a blended malt.
Yes.
Welsh blended malt. We've got port, and we've got banyuls, and we've got bourbon. So they're still willing to experiment.
Yeah, I believe this is the first ever blended malt Welsh whiskey.
Cool.
Which is, I suppose, is quite exciting. I think Welsh whiskey as a category, they've recently got their GI, their geographical indicator. So it's now a protected term. So if anything, they're actually ahead of English whiskey in that sense, in terms of global recognition.
Yes, I'm glad you've done your homework.
Thanks. Yeah, one of us had to.
That's what I've learned.
But I think for a lot of people, Welsh whiskey just equals Penderyn, and that equals what you can find in the supermarket, which in my experience is quite, not bad whiskey, but it's just a bit forgettable, maybe a wee bit underwhelming.
And the same with Aberfoyles, which is generally seen as a more affordable malt.
Yeah.
But as you say, when we have had it independently bottled, we've had our socks blown off. Let's get this open and see what you think.
So as I say, this has been created by the team at In the Welsh Wind Distillery.
New distillery.
The newish distillery. They've done 2 of their own single malt kind of small batch releases, which have sold out straight away. So
nice.
I think this is a nice kind of project for them to be involved with. Brychan, I think, is the first of 3 blended malts they're going to produce.
Okay, named after a bird.
Yes.
So named after a kite.
Yeah. And what do you say? Bit of port influence?
Port, banyuls, and bourbon. So a great colour on it too. And 46%.
Yes, yeah. I think the retail price of this is going to be about 50 quid. So it's not, it's not a super premium bottling.
But at the same time, for a blended malt.
Yeah.
Do you'd expect it to be pretty good for that, but I guess it's one of the first of its kind. Let's get into it. What do you think on the nose?
Pretty young and fresh.
It is.
Pretty quite clean.
Herbal, green.
Yeah, maybe pear drops.
I don't think you get much port or banyuls on the nose, as much as you immediately kind of see it.
Yeah, it does remind me of Penderyn, which, as I say, from the ones I've had, have been kind of quite safe, quite smooth, quite easy to drink. Maybe a little bit forgettable. How is the palate for you?
I actually prefer the palate to the nose, but the palate is quite sweet and simple in a very positive way. It's pretty long in the finish too. It's very pleasant.
I think it's very pleasant indeed. It reminds me of one of those mystery dram videos we did of the Juror's White Label. Which everybody was like, I can't believe you gave that 8 out of 10. But I was like, it's a great sipper, smooth, consistent. I'd happily drink that any day of the week.
People's preconceived notion of, it's Welsh whiskey or it's blended whiskey or blended malt whiskey. If you had this blind, you would assume it was a single malt whiskey. Yeah. You'd assume it was, assume it was Scotch. Yeah. No slight on Welsh whiskey. Just it feels very familiar to me.
Yeah.
Very light and bright and fresh. A bit young. There's obviously some very young spirit.
Yeah, I think it's young. It's not too spirity though, which maybe is helped by the slightly lower strength, but perfectly pleasant, perfectly drinkable.
And we talk all the time about drinking young whiskies, and people, they really punch above the weight. There's a lot of new distilleries that have excellent balanced whiskey. Yeah. I actually think the palate of this is more balanced than the nose. I think the nose is still a wee touch new-makey.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But I think that's totally fine. I imagine the point of this bottling is to introduce people to the world of Welsh whiskey. So chances are it's going to be people that might not be serious whiskey drinkers, so it makes sense not to have something that's too big, bold and punchy. I would
pour that blind for people and see their reaction. I think it's really pleasant. Thanks for sharing.
I know, well done. Keep an eye out for more of this in the future.
In the Welsh Wind. Cheers.
If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Bevvy content. We want to hear what you think, your best whiskey experiences, the whiskies you want us to try. It's a really exciting journey we're on, so make sure to join us. Download the Bevvy app on Google Play and App Store to keep track of your whiskey journey, connect with your whiskey friends, keep track of your favourites, anything you could ever want to do with whiskey, all in one place. It's the definitive whiskey companion.